So most established high ticket service businesses already have the components. You already run the ads, you have the email sequences, you've got the website, you film some content, and you have fantastic results. But what you don't have is a cold traffic digital buyer journey, with each component doing a specific job, right? And guiding prospects towards action. So a website, for example, is a place people visit when they already know where to look for the most part, but it does not create, repeated exposure to cold prospects who have never seen you before. Another component here is an ad. An ad is a fantastic way to create attention, but attention in itself is not readiness to inquire and buy. Another component is a YouTube video. So long form videos are really good at building trust, but on its own, it doesn't really control who sees it. A YouTube video in itself shouldn't be treated as an attention mechanism as much as it should be treated more as a trust mechanism. An email sequence can nurture someone once they've actually entered the system, but on its own, it doesn't create new awareness or move strangers into the journey. So each component has a job. A buyer journey connects these mechanisms into the right order. A path that connects somebody who has never seen your business or doesn't know you exist yet into someone who understands enough, trusts enough, and aligns enough to have a serious conversation. You can see the three components that make this journey up here. You've got the attention mechanisms, which is the ability to get in front of your market repeatably at scale. You've got the trust and education mechanisms, which is the ability to build the trust and confidence required for a prospect to progress forward and take an action like scheduling a conversation. And then you have the conversion mechanism. This is the ability to maximize the prospect's decision clarity before the first call or conversation actually occurs. So cold traffic is powerful because it gives you access to the market your current channels miss. So buyers who don't know you exist yet, they haven't searched yet, and they haven't been referred yet. So referrals are fantastic, right? Because they already start, for the most part, with a lot of trust, but they depend on somebody else making that first introduction. Google search, Google ads start with intent, but it still depends on the buyer already searching. And past clients start with familiarity, but depend on people already knowing who you are. Cold traffic maximizes market attention, but it doesn't start with the advantages that these other channels have. So you have to engineer the trust, intent, and familiarity through a sequenced buyer journey for it to succeed. And that's why without that, a lot of cold traffic, whether it's through Meta or LinkedIn ads or whatever it is, produces low quality, unaligned prospects who probably can't afford you or don't reply in the first place. So this is how the buyer journey essentially works, okay? Each stage requires a different set or type of asset and mechanism. So number one, obviously we have attention. And again, this is not about virality. It's about the ability to be consistently in front of your market on the platforms they already use every day. So the mechanisms that could be involved in this phase, for example, are targeted LinkedIn and Meta ads. And what works great is insight/value-led video ad creatives, addressing the broad market problems in a way that is super simple and easy to understand. Really easy way to engage people who are already in your market because you're already answering and solving problems that they already want the answer to. The more people that engage, the more people that slowly turn from colder to warmer because they're viewing and they're consuming stuff from your business. It builds trust over time. And this is where we're going to come to the second pillar here, which is trust. So compounding touch points that build familiarity, market authority, and warms prospects through value and proof. And all of this is done through retargeting sequences to that warmer audience that you're consistently getting in front of on a day-to-day basis. So you're kind of engineering this ecosystem of paid ads, content, and retargeting all into this one little ecosystem, which allows you to get in front of your market every single day, build the trust, authority, and educate these prospects to a point where they do actually take action. And that's where we get to number three, which is conversion readiness. Okay, so that by the time a prospect books, right up until the call and conversation itself, they are continually fed assets that ensure they do not arrive to just learn more, but rather to confirm. So this journey essentially produces prospects who arrive with every condition in place that a high ticket decision actually requires. The reason most businesses don't have this working is because most digital marketing is sold in components. You'll get a videographer in to do the videos, you'll have an ads manager to do the ads, a funnel builder to build the funnels, etc. But each step without proper context for the next causes fragmentation that bottlenecks the journey, even if just one mechanism is off, because each supplier is measuring their own metrics. What an infrastructure means is every mechanism is designed to meet the buyer at a specific stage. Each stage is deliberately built to guide prospects to the next, and one person or one team is responsible for the full sequence, not just a component. So if your business generates 5 to 50k clients through referrals, Google, or returning buyers, and you want to build wider market presence, trust, and authority, create more decision-ready high-ticket conversations, and reduce reliance on referrals and search demand, the next step is a one-on-one session where we map what that buyer journey would look like specifically for your business. And if there's a clear fit and you want help implementing it, we can talk through the 90-day build, which includes a 30-day setup, 60-day live window, and setup fee ROI guarantee. And if not, you'll still leave with a practical map of what that buyer journey would look like for your business to reach, warm, and convert high-ticket prospects beyond referrals and Google ads.